So I'm out in my garden looking at my tomato plant, and it's looking kind of crazy. And I'm contemplating tossing this thing because it rained really bad at one point, and it just has not been giving up any fruit. Flowers come up and then they die, and flowers come up and then they die. But I was looking and looking, and look at there, I done seen a green tomato starting to grow. This is a cherry tomato plant, and I almost missed those two. And so I'm having more hope in these little flowers that are up here right now. So we're going to see what else comes forth from that. I was about ready to toss it. Like I said, it had started growing, and it rained really bad, like for some days, and then the roots had started coming out of the stem, and it seemed like, since, you know, it would have been cool if I had more space to kind of plant that down in the soil, but it seems like since then it just started growing all kinds of crazy ways, and all the leaves started browning, and I really didn't think anything was going to come of this. But like I said, I was inspecting the fruit today, and inspecting the leaves, and almost missed this little fruit that was there. So hallelujah, I'm going to finally get some cherry tomatoes out of this. Plants are incredibly resilient. I come out here and I look at the different plants that I'm growing, and they look like they have had it. They look like they are, you know, I might as well just go ahead and pull it up, turn the dirt and plant something else in it, or just call it a day. And it'll look like that one day, and then the next day I'll come back and it'll be new leaves growing, it'll be flowers flowering, it'll be fruit growing that looked like it was not going to come forth whatsoever, based on how the plant was, you know, beginning to look, or how it had even been looking for a while. And every time I see that, I just, you know, I just think, just when you thought it was over, just when you thought it was dead, just when you thought there was no more good left in it, then here comes something new, something fresh, some kind of growth coming, that if you would have gave up 1 second too soon, 1 minute too soon, 1 day too soon, you wouldn't have seen it come forth. But just that one more day, something was able to take place. The conditions were able to change to enable growth and new life to come forth and to happen. So I just, you know, I just reflect on that, just to remember that something can look like it's at its end. Something can look like it's dying, or it's dead, or it's never going to produce. But then the next day, something can start coming forth that didn't seem likely, you know, didn't seem likely at all. So be encouraged. You know, there is a time to uproot. There's a time to uproot. There's a time to put to an end. There's a time to cast away. But make sure that you're in that time before you do so, because we are very resilient. We are very much able to resurrect. We're very much able to persevere through unlikely and unfavorable conditions. Sometimes you got to look closely before you're able to see. Sometimes you can overlook where the life is. Sometimes you got to find where the newness is coming forth. You got to find where the life is coming forth. You got to look a little closer. You can be discouraged by all the things in the appearance of things. You know, I was looking at my plants and I was discouraged by all the brown foliage, all the browning leaves. all the parts that were dying. But then I looked over and I was able to see some fruit finally coming forth. I was contemplating on how I was getting ready to toss this plant and just uproot it and toss it. And I looked a little closer and saw some fruit. So it just, it just goes to show sometimes you got to inspect a little closer to see where the fruit is, see where the life is, see where something's happening. It may not be where you were looking initially. It may be somewhere different than where you were focused on. You may be looking at one place, but life is coming forth somewhere else. So you got to look closely, inspect closely. You don't want to throw away something that's just going through a phase or going through a stage. You may be going through a phase or going through a stage. Don't throw yourself away. Don't throw all of what Yah has been cultivating in you, with you, away just because you're going through a phase where it looks like a lot of things are dying, a lot of things are falling off, not a lot of fruit is coming forth. Don't allow that to distract you. As long as ask yourself, are the roots still good? Are there still good, strong roots? Is the vine, is the stem still coming forth strong? Is there anything coming forth? Is there anything worth? Is that's the foundation. The roots and the stem, the trunk of the plant, the vine is the foundation, is where the life is going to flow through. If those things are still there, then it can resurrection can happen. But if those things aren't any good, then you might have a problem on your hands. The roots are bad. The vine, the stem is dying. You may have a problem. But if you still got those roots in place, you still got that trunk, that stem, even though all the flowers and all the leaves and all the fruit may not be looking well, but if the conditions change, then you can see something come forth. So don't give up. Don't give up where there's still life. Don't give up. The Most High has rooted you and grounded you. Don't give up on you. Don't give up on Him. Don't give up on what He's doing in whatever area of your life. Conditions. I had a rough time planting in the conditions around here. Things were just not working out favorably. But it's gotten to the end of the season, but I'm finally starting to see a little fruit come forth. Not a whole lot, but I didn't think it was going to get any, so it's finally starting to manifest itself, and that's how life is. Life can be, sometimes it has to get to the end of a matter before you start to see things manifest. But you won't see it if you give up, if you uproot when it's not the season to uproot. Sometimes it's the season to just wait, watch, pray, continue to cultivate, do all the good that you know to do. So I just wanted to share that as I'm out here in my little garden. Be encouraged. This is a rough season for many of us, for many in the world, period. But those who have been persevering, continue to persevere, continue to allow growth, to allow life. These cicadas out here, I know y'all hear the cicadas in the background. They running their heads up against the wall. Yeah, so allow God to do what He's more than able to do. Hallelujah. Shalom. Don't give up on Yah, and He won't give up on you. He's able. Oh, and by the way, I had planned on doing a whole series on these garden reflections, kind of going back to the beginning. And I decided that I want to share that in a different format other than doing the videos here. So I may still share a few videos. This is a video here, of course, so I may still share a few videos, but I'm going to be sharing those things in a different format. So for those who are interested, I will share and put the information out when that is available. So shalom. Thanks.